You brought up Chuck D, he's also on the project, and that is toward the end of the album, back to back with songs with Immortal Technique. So those both really explore a lot of the dark side of the governmental takeover slash, you know, a lot of the negative things that are happening on a big societal level, both tracks. So I wanted you to explain each one with Chuck obviously coming before you and Immortal Technique also before you, but still being more of a contemporary, I guess you would say.
No, Immortal Technique was way after me.
Well, I mean, excuse me.
Oh, on the song?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I didn't make that clear.
Yeah.
But explain like the creation of those songs and how they were similar and different given.
Well, I put them next to each other. I wanted to spread them out at first, you know. So, you know, like spread it out a little bit. But then, I don't know. I put two kind of like perverted records next to each other. And then I put two really ultra high political records together. And I think they kind of work together because what happened was once me and Tech started really going there and getting really deep and intricate with the society issues and you know, from the whistleblowers to the government, and we really went heavy on it. I think to just go back to a Fun RA record, it was just kind of like, I think it set up this mood.
Okay.
So I said, don't, you know, let's take the Chuck record and put it right after that. So, because we're already in that world, and that's why that's there like that.
And do you think, and is that also why you put it toward both of them toward the end of the album?
I don't know. I just kind of, you know, I had some political topics in between. I think there was more up-tempo political, like the Ed Koch theme with Inspector Deck, and it was kind of like 80s politics, the street politics and the street criminals of the 80s, and it kind of just had a more banging, up-tempo kind of feel to it. So I put that mid-album, and I think the ending, it was kind of like you got assaulted by all this imagery and wild lyricism. I think I said, you know what, let's leave them on a high note, you know, and let's drop some knowledge on them real quick, you know. So I think it was a good ender. I just felt like it was a good ender, you know.
No, it's very powerful, and I think that again, Chuck D and Immortal Technique are known for that. But one of the, as I keep saying, one of the things I really appreciate about you as an artist is your ability to deliver so many different styles and topics and subject matter in a way at a high level. So for you with Chuck in particular, I think it's important. It's not, like you were saying, it's not that rappers have fallen off or they're whack anymore. They just might not have the same platform. And every time I hear Chuck D, people will be like, oh, he's not making records, or oh, he's not as good as, I'm like, have you listened to the new Public Enemies? Whether or not you like the beats or the production or whatever, okay, but what about what Chuck is doing? And like, Chuck is still, to me, razor sharp and still has it.
And Chuck is an awesome, incredible dude for hip hop still. Like he supports like the underground hip hop culture.
Absolutely.
Like like if you make something Chuck likes, he wants the world to hear it. He'll push with no gain. Where a lot of these people, what do I have to gain to push somebody else? Like he'll push whatever he likes. He starts his own online radio show. Chuck D is all about keeping hip hop and the culture, you know, as pure as he hears it, you know. So Chuck is one of the greatest of all time and one of the greatest voices in the history of music period. And yeah, so it was an honor. It was an honor to work with Chuck again, you know.
And then with the Immortal Technique, to explain how and where you see he's kind of fits into what's going on with rap right now.
Well, you know, we're in a politically charged universe right now. The whole world is insanity, you know. It's not just, oh, Trump and Democrats, but it's not even that. If you go worldwide, they're rioting in the streets here, there's bombs blowing up this here, there's the whole world, and governments, you know, holding people hostage for nothing in this country. Like, everything's crazy in the world. So, you know, a politically charged universe, and I think music always is at its best when the times are the wildest, you know. So I think Tech fits in beautifully for this time because he's educated too. If you get on the phone with Immortal Technique, he's educated, you know,
right.
and he's not a fake ass, rapper like that where he just pretends like he knows what he's talking. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know, whether you agree with his points or not, he educates himself highly. You know, so.
And then as far as helping or reaching out or working with younger artists or the new generation and stuff, obviously you work with A.F.R.O. and Gotta Be Dope is also on the album. So for that one, I enjoyed the contrasting thing of him going super fast and you're not doing that as much on that record. So how did the genesis of that song in particular come?
Oh no, but then in the second part I go super, super.
But I'm saying in the beginning of the song, you're not doing that, I think, on purpose.
Yeah, I purposely started it slow. I started slow, and then I worked into going fast, fast. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you know that, but that's DJ Jazzy Jeff on the cuts on that record. And
you shout that out in the song, yes?
Yeah. Well, I gave him a bunch of things, and he scratched all my voices. So Jazzy Jeff on the cut. Yeah, he killed it. But a lot of people love that song the most. Like, a lot of people are really going crazy over it because what happens is a lot of people, I'm known for doing a lot of fast flow stuff, but I'm also known for lyrical stuff. So I can't do an album without doing one of the ones where I floss it, you know? And A.F.R.O handed in, me and A.F.R.O did a song together for the album, and I didn't love it. I kind of was like, yo, I'm one of your idols, and I think I'm going to obliterate you on a song. That's what I was saying in my head. So I was like, maybe I should, if he's my artist, I shouldn't do this record, So I hit him up. I said, here's another beat. I want you to murder me on this shit. Like, go crazy. And when he handed it back, I was like, oh, shit, he went fucking crazy. So that inspired me. I locked myself in the room for a day and a half. Oh, shit, and then I dropped my shit, and then we dropped the verse back to back, and we really went crazy on that one. So a lot of people really love that one. I think when that one drops and we do a video for that one, it's going to go incredible. It's going to get a lot of people talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's great what you and A.F.R.O are able to do on the album, All My Heroes Are Dead. And I think that helps bring the collection, full circle in a way of bringing back what you do, but doing it with a newer artist, somebody that you help and you work with. But we'll definitely have to have you come back when you're back in LA and do another one.
I got time to talk about one more song or no? If not.
Yeah.
Because I got a cool story.
Let's do it. Knock it out real quick.
The ending of the album is a song called The Afterlife.
Right. And
there's this girl named Sarah Smith, right? And she was a fan. She'd always come out to the shows and she'd always rock with us, right? And she was a big fan, and she wanted to sing, and her and her brother was just super supportive, right? So her mother dies a couple years back. She sings this song on Facebook to her mother, about heaven. And then a couple years later, I get a call from her brother Greg and says, hey, Sarah died.
Oh, wow.
So Sarah died, and, I was like, what the fuck? And then he posted the footage of her singing to her mother in heaven on the internet, on Facebook. And like I told you, I get emo now. So I seen it, and I was like, oh, man. So I started crying. Like, damn, like I wasn't like super close with her, but like, we'd be on the phone. I'd give her words to, get in the studio, try to do music. And her brother was always cool and he was always supportive. And it was just so sad to me that she's singing about her mother in heaven, and now she's passed away.
Right.
So I took the sample. I said, let's sample this and make a song out of it. So we made a song out of it. And, I just wrote about all the loss, and it was just this record that just, I don't know, it just came together like that. So it just felt like something to end the record with. And then Greg said that he played the song for his father, and his father started crying, and it's just like, it was just like a powerful record. And when I play it for people I know personally, they start crying because I shout out a lot of people who we all loved, and it was just one of them. It was like, okay, there's another, it just felt good to end on it, like All My Heroes Are Dead, and then boom, here's The Afterlife. So we ended it with that, Yeah.
It's a powerful end to the album, man. And we'll have to have you back to make sure we get to the rest of the album, because there's a lot more to unpack. All My Heroes Are Dead. All right, A Rugged Man. I'm Soren Baker here on Unique Access.
Dane in the house.
Yes.
Nightmares, night. Nightmares. For one of the first gold albums ever in hip hop right there. We got
right.
royalty in the building. Royalty in the building.
Be sure to check out the history of gangster rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With A.F.R.O on your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.